Thank you much. Most people name their genitals. Apparently Andrew's naming his sperm. That's a lot of names to keep up with. I don't know his count, but you know, it's a lot. It's got to be a lot. I'm guessing, I don't know. I like to say I wear glasses to drive. I can't drive without my glasses. Legally, I can't drive. I mean, I can do it, I don't give a fuck, but you know, the police don't like me doing it. And it's good that I drive with glasses because no matter how much I drink, when I get in the car, my vision improves so much better, you know? It's not a bad deal. That's wrong. Any religious people here?
Yes.
Just one? Good, because we're talking about church tonight. I'm not worried about pissing off one religious person. That's not a problem. He's going to turn the other cheek anyway. So I was at church. Now, I'm not a big church fan, you know, because I don't go anywhere that they don't serve liquor. That's just me. I go on the Sunday that they have that wine and crackers. That's it. That's the only time I go. There's nothing wrong with that. And I went to visit a church, and because some friends of mine, come visit my church, come visit my church. So I went to visit, and it wasn't what I expected. Now, I took the whole family, my wife and kids, we were all getting ready, and my wife we didn't have time for her to do her hair. It's like, honey, do your hair so we can go. And she's like, I'm just gonna throw on a wig, don't worry about it. It's like, honey, just do your hair. She said, we don't have time. I said, sweetie, it's a black church, they're gonna start late, do your hair. And she didn't do her hair, she's doing a wig, and we left. So when I get there, I'm already pissed off because it's not Wine and Crackers Day. So I'm pissed off already. I'm gonna miss the game, and it's not Wine and Crackers Day. And it was 6 hours long. I thought we had to punch out when we left. I thought it was a job. It was, we've been there for, I was like, did we get a lunch break or something, a cigarette break or something? You know, it's just bullshit. And halfway through, now what really wigged me out was the preacher was like some southern bootleg preacher. And everything that happened referred to his life back in the day. And he started talking about Mary Magdalene and the prostitutes, and that reminds me of back when I was a pimp, you know? You don't want to hear that from your preacher. You don't want to hear it, you know? Jesus had 12 disciples like the gang I had. Hold on, man, we don't need to know your gang days, player. That's not Christian-like, I don't think. Well, here's the part that really got me is my wife decided she's going to go down and pray with the church at the end of the service. They said when the doors open to the church, you can come down and pray. So she went down to pray. Now, this is the fun part. She went down to pray, and the preacher, they brought the whole dog and pony show out. They had all the shit going. The band did like 2-3 hours music set, you know. And after the concert, the preacher came on and he did his like 2-hour speech, and then the band came back on, and I don't even call it a choir, it was a band. They had every fucking instrument ever invented. They had a harpsichord. It's a black church. Where the fuck did they get a harpsichord from? Who the fuck black can play a harpsichord? We can barely play the piano. Who got who's left? Fucking Alicia Keys and Stevie Wonder, that's it. Might play the piano and harpsichord. So they finished with the set, and then my wife goes down to pray with the church. And the preacher comes up and he prays with the first lady that's there, and he touches her head and she sits down. And he goes to the lady next to her, he touches her head, and she falls out. Just falls out. And then he goes to the next lady, touches her head, and she falls out. Then he goes to a guy and touches his head, and he falls out. I'm like, fuck, what the? You know, I didn't say that out loud because we was in church, but God knew what I was thinking. I'm pretty sure you know. And then, like, one more lady, and then it's my wife. And I told the kids, I said, listen, if mommy fall out and her wig fall off, we leaving. We leave, we gone. And my daughter said, well, what about mommy? We meet in the parking lot. We meet in the parking lot. In fact, down the street, she can walk a block. She'll be all right. This is a safe neighborhood. It's a church in this neighborhood. He gets to the next lady, touches her, she passes out. Then he gets to my wife. Touches her on the head, she falls out. Her wig stayed on. Thank you guys for not laughing, because it stayed on. Well, okay, screw it, now you laughed. What was odd was I thought my wife was changed. The preacher touched her head, he prayed, and she fell out. This is a new woman. This is not the same evil woman I brought to this church. You know? I got a spiritual upgrade with my wife. I'm happy as hell now. We're riding home, it's quiet ride, all the way home it's quiet. No one said a word, because they're like, Mommy fell out, don't say nothing. And finally my daughter breaks her silence. She says, Mommy, Daddy said we were going to leave you if your wig fell off. And she just started, let's just say it is the same evil woman I left the house with. She wasn't changed at all. So the kids got out of the car and they're standing by the door waiting. And I said, hold on, honey, before you go, what was that all about? I thought you were changed. You fell out. And she said, I didn't fall out, that motherfucker pushed me down. It's not always what it seems in church, is what I'm saying. I've had bad experiences in church. I'm poor. I used to be poor, but now I can afford that other OR, so I'm poor. Comedy's not helping. And I went to church a few weeks ago and I had no money. And the collection plate came around and I wanted to put some money in, but I had none. And the pastor said, whatever you put in the plate will be multiplied sevenfold. I said, oh, I have nothing. And the plate shot around the room, and then it came around again. And he upped the ante. I didn't know you could do that. Oh, yeah. The preacher upped the ante. He said, whatever you put in the plate will be magnified 50-fold. Man, I wish I had some money. You know, I can make out like a bandit in this church. But I had nothing, and it went around again, and then he upped the ante again. And he said, whatever you put in this plate will be multiplied 100-fold. So I just took the lint out of my pocket and put it in the plate. They went back and counted the money. The preacher came back out and said, who put all this lint in the plate? And I said, I did, because I need a new sweater. And some lamb chops. I don't know if you can eat that or not, but I would like some. So it was odd, it was hard. I always had problems with church. I don't like the rules that much. I mean, there's like 10 of them. You know. I can do 4. I can do, like, I ain't gonna kill nobody, I don't think. I mean, you know, I can do that. I can't even remember the rest of it, because I know I ain't gonna follow them. You know, I ain't even lie to myself. You can't lie to God, you just lie to yourself and you say, I ain't gonna do that no more. Does anybody ever go home just drunk, wake up in the morning hungover, and throwing up praying that if it go away, you would never drink again, and then the next night you drink to celebrate making it through the last night? That's not just me? Okay, I'm just asking, I don't know. Thank you. That's my bartender. He's also my AA sponsor too. He's worst fucking sponsor ever. I went to an AA meeting for real though, by accident. I thought Alcoholics Anonymous meant you could go there and drink and no one would know about it. That's what I thought it meant. You could drink in secret, I didn't know. And I brought my own 6-pack because I didn't know if it was BYOB or what, so I brought a 6-pack. I opened one of the bottles and everybody turned around like we were in Ethiopia and I had a cow, you know. They made me leave, but 2 members and a sponsor went with me, so that was cool. The sponsor had some weed on it. It was a good night. It was a good night. And I was on the wagon for a while, but I found out they wasn't serving alcohol. I got off. Fuck them, you know. Time for this. I went to Utah. Okay, I didn't actually go to Utah. I was past. There's no reason to go. What the hell? Am I past my time? I gotta stop drinking.